Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Feeling a little bit better, was a little bit sick over the last few days. That's why I wasn't able to make a video last Tuesday, but we're getting back in the swing of things. Today, the NASDAQ went ahead and hit all-time highs. Absolutely beautiful. The technicals told the entire story. So my last video here on the channel, I talked about how the NASDAQ was holding an uptrend. We did pull back, but we were holding very nice trend lines. We were holding some very nice key levels. Today, that all came true. Those technicals held up, and we went ahead and hit new highs. So in today's video, I want to walk you through once again how I sort of looked at the NASDAQ here, show you guys some new updates on some key levels, and then what we're going to really focus on is 3 stocks. These are e-commerce stocks that I think are going to heat up into end of year. I think these 3 stocks look really good right now, and I think that the charts look good for setups and breakouts, and I also think this entire sector should heat up as we approach the end of year. So we'll see what happens, but I want to break down those 3 stocks for you guys in today's video. I hope you guys enjoy this one. If you do after watching, press that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and make sure to come hang out in the pre-market live streams where we talk about all these stocks and do all of our analysis on the futures every single morning from 8 a.m. to around 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start this video off on the daily chart. This is the daily chart of the NASDAQ. Congratulations to the bulls, new all-time highs on the NASDAQ today. Awesome breakout, beautiful little pullback, nice recovery, held a nice trend. Everything was perfect, everything went to according as planned, and I really like to see the move that we saw today. So, first of all, as you guys know, the first big target that I have on the NASDAQ, if you're not aware, is 20% off the recent dip. So the recent dip was back here in October, and I was thinking that we could probably go about 20%. That brings us up to just around 17,200. Right now, we're at just around 14, actually about 15%. So about 5% more pushes us to that 20%. Now, why did I say 20%? Because I was just looking at the bounces in the past. So from this bounce, this high, this was about 21% off of an 8% drop. We had another 8% drop, and I said, if we've gone 8% down and recovered 20% in the past, why not target that again? 8% drop to a 20% pop, that goes up to 17,200. So as of right now, we're about 5% off that target, and everything is looking very good according to that original plan that I posted here on YouTube. Now, let's go ahead and break this down to the hourly chart and look at that hourly trend line that we looked at in my last video and how that held up perfectly and how it was able to push the NASDAQ back to new highs. All right, guys, so here is the hourly chart on the NASDAQ. This is just breaking it down to a shorter term time frame, right? And last week we had this dip. We had this dip that came down, probably panicked a few people, wondered about where this was going to end up holding up, right? And what we were looking at was this uptrend that has been holding since the 18th of October. So if I bring this back out to the 18th of October, I'll go ahead and get a little bit more time here, go to the 30-day. And if we take this from the 18th of October, which is right around here, what you guys will notice is that we were holding a very nice uptrend. So we had a low here, a low here. We had a very nice little uptrend that started to form, this longer term uptrend. And that is where we went ahead and bounced off here on the hourly chart. We talked about this back on my last video, which was back on last Thursday. Was it Thursday or did I put it out Sunday? I think I put it out Sunday. Last Sunday, we talked about how the NASDAQ was holding this bounce and how I think that this market would continue higher. So we had that very nice bounce, excuse me, off this very nice uptrend here on the NASDAQ chart. Apologies again, guys. I'm still a little bit sick. So very nice 1 hour uptrend here on the chart. And if we sort of look even shorter term, we can actually look at an uptrend that has held in the very short term here. If we sort of look at this right here, we have this short-term uptrend here on the hourly chart as well. So we have some very nice trends that have been holding. They look very strong. I continue to be bullish here, and today we continue to push off this again. Now, the one key thing that I saw into today that made me very bullish was the hold of previous support into previous support, which turned into resistance, and how we turn that into support again. Now, what do I mean by that, right? So this is what I mean. You guys can see the NASDAQ pushed into this previous support here around 16,280. We were pushing into that Tuesday of this week. You guys can see we pushed into that Tuesday of this week. Now, what did we do when we got to that level? We broke it and we turned it into support. That is very bullish, right? So look at this bullish hold. We talk about this every day in the pre-market live streams. Look at how bullish this hold was, and look at how we went ahead and bounced off of it today. This is textbook bullish price action. There's really nothing you could say that would make me think that this is negative here. It's previous resistance turning it to support. It's uptrends. It's good, strong price action. It's strong earnings reports. It's continuation from earnings. This looks fantastic, I think, for tech, and I definitely am continuing to be bullish here on the NASDAQ market. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. But right now, very bullish on this move. With that said, I want to go ahead and show you guys 3 tech stocks that I think will continue off this move that are focused in the e-commerce sector. So let's go ahead and jump into that right now. All right, guys, so the first one is Shopify, and this is obviously a beast of a stock, but right now it is looking very bullish in my opinion. Recently, we had a pullback in early October to these previous highs. You guys can see we had very nice previous resistance. That resistance turned into support. So when I see resistance turn into support, that makes me very bullish. That means that the stock is trying to start an uptrend. It's starting to try to stair step higher. So you had this previous high, previous resistance turn into support here on Shopify's daily chart. We got to push higher. Now, what you guys will notice, this was a big push off earnings, right? So we had the earnings, we had a nice push higher, and we had very strong continuation. A lot of bullishness around this company right now. They're doing very, very well, performing well. E-commerce is hot, and it will continue to be hot into the future, right? So what I want to show you now is why I think this is still bullish is if you go to the 4-hour chart and you look at these previous highs. Now, these previous highs came in here just around this 1640 to 1615 level. So you can call this a little bit of a range from 1640 to 1650. That's where these previous highs were. Now, if you draw a nice little demand zone in that area, what you guys will see, that was previous resistance. What you guys will notice here on the 1-hour chart, that is now turning into a very nice little support area. So over the last 3 days, Shopify has turned this previous resistance, this previous all-time high, into some very nice support. That makes me very, very bullish. Now, of course, this could definitely fall back under. That is always a possibility. But with the NASDAQ where it is, with tech being hot, I think Shopify has a good chance of breaking out here. If this goes above probably right around 1700, that's probably your magic number. If you start to see us break above that 1700 psychological, I think this thing continues. So Shopify, that's the first e-com stock that I think looks very good right now. The second one is going to be eBay. eBay, not, the big one that everyone likes to look at. It's not, the big boys, but eBay definitely looks good. Now, let me show you why. Here on the weekly chart, I love this eBay chart on the weekly chart. The weekly chart, you guys can see every single time that this thing comes down to this 20 SMA on the weekly chart, it finds a bounce off, and it is on a very, very nice little uptrend here. I think this looks very nice. I think this is consistent, and I think this is a great opportunity on eBay, especially if we get some heat into the e-commerce sector into holiday season. I think eBay should do well here. They had good earnings. They did move down a little bit off their earnings, but I think that this is a good buying opportunity on eBay here. 20 SMA, weekly chart uptrend. If we go to the daily chart, what we can see is we're right near that 100 SMA, and almost every single time that eBay comes near or approaches that 100 SMA on the daily, it ends up finding a very nice bounce. So you guys can see eBay giving us a nice pullback here. Post earnings, and I think this is an opportunity with the e-commerce sector, with eBay being on a pullback here. I like this setup. This is probably something I'm going to take myself. eBay is the next one that I am watching. And finally, the big one that everyone loves to watch, Amazon. Amazon made a big move today, and I think this is going to create some momentum in this sector. This is part of the reason why I like this e-commerce sector into holiday season. As well, this move on Amazon, this is a very big move, and this thing is definitely looking like it is heating up. If we go to the weekly chart on Amazon, you guys can see since the big move back last year in April and May of last year, we have been consolidating. Now, I will say The consolidation has been higher lows the entire time. I will say, look at these higher lows that have formed this entire time on Amazon. So this looks pretty good to me. I mean, this is a pretty decent looking breakout that could be underway here. You guys can see a little bit of a wedge. We're getting a very nice push higher. All-time highs are right around this 37.73. And if this thing breaks out, I think this drags some more of these e-commerce names with it. So as it is, today was a big breakout on Amazon. Here's the daily chart. You guys can see it got over some of these previous resistance levels that I was watching. You guys can see resistance, resistance, resistance. Caused a little bit of trouble here over the last few days, but today we definitely got that push higher. So guys, if we see Amazon continue to push here up to these all-time highs of 37.73, which I think can definitely happen if the NASDAQ stays strong. NASDAQ just broke new highs. So I'm thinking with Amazon pushing higher, I think we see some sympathy here on Shopify, which is holding well also. And we also see some movement on eBay, which is sitting at 100 SMA, which traditionally bounces off this level in the past. I think these are three very hot names to be watching, guys. I would definitely be watching these into end of year. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this analysis. If you have any questions on these names, make sure to drop them down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions on the NASDAQ, also let me know what you guys think down below. If you enjoyed today's video, before you head out, guys, make sure to go ahead and press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. If you want to get into the Discord chat where I post all my trades, winner or loser, this is not somewhere to just blindly follow me. I take losses too, guys. I'm not a perfect trader. I don't have a 100% win ratio. But what I do well is I have good risk management. So I can take losses and still stay in the game. Now, if you follow my trades and you don't have good risk management, you're probably going to lose all your money because at times I will take multiple losses. But if they're small, they're manageable, I can come back and make those losses up with one trade. So make sure if you come hang out in the Discord chat, this is not a signals chat. This is somewhere to get educated on technicals, on psychology of the stock market, learning from other traders, really joining a community of traders to learn on a daily basis. If that interests you, the first link is down below. With all that said, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.